Hi everyone, Michelle Fixit here. So today was a first for me. This is the final update on the sink. So you'll see like me try different products and stuff. And what you won't see is me using this because I had to get into here and there was no way to set you guys up and it just wasn't working. So if a situation presents itself, then at some point I will like record that. But in case you guys didn't know how to use this, you shove it, like once you have your pipes from underneath the sink, you shove this in there, it's gonna get stuck. If you engage it and then you go forward, it'll flop around and like shove things through there. And then like once you're in a cleared out spot, you just shove, and then you get the obstruction again, and then you wind it. So I spent like an hour pulling out like bread ties and hair and just everything you could think of. And I thought that I had reached the end, and I had not reached the end. And so I put the pipes back together again with the sink, and it still wouldn't work. And so for desperate measures, because I've never had a sink give me this many problems, and I used that little small guy, and this guy, and the beehive guy, other plungers at the beginning that were not for the sink, which, you know, can end up working. And then I even like used this clear drain thing, and that blew the pipes off because that's how stuck it was. It was fantastic. So there's a lot of videos. And you know what I had to use for the first time in my life ever? And I apologize, Kelly, if you happen upon my content, because Kelly is a really good, well, I haven't seen him in a long time, but he was a really good friend of mine. And he always said, Michelle, never use Drano. This is very corrosive, and it could do damage to your pipes. And if you have to call a plumber or you're working on stuff, it'll burn them. So never use Drano. So I've never used Drano ever. Ever. And I've done the baking soda and vinegar route. I don't know if I recorded it or not, but I did do that as well. And the hot and soapy water and all the eco-friendly stuff. But guess what? Guess what I have to use today? I use Drano Max Gel. And I feel like a traitor for doing so. But then, tongue in cheek, I was like, well, if it doesn't work, because I've never used it before, it says, clears total blockages, guaranteed, or it's free. And I was like, I'm going to save a container. And I have a Home Depot receipt. And so if it doesn't work, because I am now at a desperate point, because I'm so over this sink that I don't know what to do with myself, I'm going to make a video about how I use Drano, and it didn't work. And does Drano stick to their claims of giving you your money back? But guess what, guys? It works. So, eco-friendly people, get mad at me. I just cleaned out the sink, and then I filled it up with water just for posterity's sake, so you can see it filled. I put the stopper in. I have literally tried everything, including a snake, and somehow it said, you know, the directions are pretty easy. Stick it in there, wait 15 minutes to half an hour, and then flush it with hot water if the clog is still there. So I was microwaving water because like I'm working on different problems in this house, and I needed hot water. And by the time that the 12-minute mark, because it takes about 6 minutes to heat up the water, 12 minutes, I decided to check on it, and I noticed that it was all bubbles and a big opening right here, and I was like, so then I started dumping all the water down, and what do you know? My sink works. I'm so excited. First time ever. Ever. You can believe me or not believe me, I totally don't care, but this is the first time in my life I've ever used Drano. And while I will continue to use plungers and this and that, I have no idea how long this, it's in the trash. I had like wads and wads and wads and wads of hair and bread ties and just it smelled like feces coming out of the drain. Like, not out of the drain, but out of the pipe, because I took the pipes out. Well, I mean, since this guy exploded the pipes, I took the pipes out and threw them in the sink and had it bin down there, and there was no way to set you guys up. It just wouldn't work. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe Drano worked. But it did. So, desperate times call for desperate measures. So if you've used the plungers, toilet plungers, you know, you're not supposed to use, but if you've used the toilet plungers, you've used the sink plungers, you spent the little bit of bucks for the little cool guy, you've done the snaky stuff, and you still just can't get anywhere, get this one. This was the most expensive one they had, and I really thought I was going to return it. I just bought it because I'm like, man, I've spent like so much time on this stupid sink. It's the commercial line, Drano Max Gel Pipe Protection Technology. And I also browsed around on their website, and they said that they've changed their chemical composition, and so it's not supposed to be terrible on pipes anymore. But it does still warn about like thoroughly flushing pipes, which is why I keep like turning the water on. I'm also just in disbelief that it works. But yeah, if you require assistance and traditional routes, baking soda and vinegar, warm, hot, soapy water, all that good stuff is not working, plus plunging, get it. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. Not for an every time thing, but like if you're at the end of the line, buy it. It's cool. You'll get your money back. And you'll have a very grumpy plumber if it doesn't work. So like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Bye!